Okay, so here we go again. Today is Thursday, June the 4th, 2020. And as you may know, yesterday the Senate passed H.R. Bill 7010, which amended the CARES Act regarding several key aspects of the PPP loan forgiveness provisions of the Payback Protection Program. Our president is expected to sign the amendment, and here are the key provisions in this amendment. Number one, really important, the maturity date of the loans will now be a minimum of 5 years versus 2 years, and the actual term will be as mutually agreed between the lender, the bank, and you, the borrower. Now, the covered period as defined in the law has now been amended to December 31st. 2020 from its original date of June 30th, 2020. And that was an issue because remember before you had 8 weeks from the time that you got the money until June 30th, and that has now been redefined to be December 31st. Now the covered period still begins on the date of the loan origination, meaning the date that you got funded. However, it is extended to the earlier of the date that is 24 weeks after the date of the loan origination. Remember, it was 8 weeks. Now it's extended to 24 or December 31st, 2020. It's one of those two. A borrower may elect for the covered period to be 8 weeks if you want versus the 24 weeks as noted as what I had just mentioned. In addition, the exemption based on employee availability will be the period beginning from February 15th, 2020, its original inception date, and ending on December 31st, 2020. The amount of the loan forgiveness will now be determined without regard to a proportional reduction in the number of full-time equivalent employees, the FTEs that we have been speaking about. And if the borrower, meaning you, in good faith, is able to document the following provisions. Number one, the inability to rehire individuals that were employed on February 15th, 2020 or sooner, an inability to hire similarly qualified employees for unfilled positions on or before December 31st, 2020, originally the June 30th, or you're able to document an inability to return to the same level of business activity as compared with February 15, 2020 due to compliance with requirements established by, one, the Health and Human Services, number two, the Center for Disease Control, or number three, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration during the period March 1st, 2020 and ending on December 31st, 2020, relating to the standards for sanitation, social distancing, and any other requirements that were related to the coronavirus, COVID-19. To receive loan forgiveness, you, the borrower, are required to use at least 60%. Remember, it was 75. Now it's at least 60% of the covered loan amount for payroll costs, and that you may use up to 40% for payment of interest on covered loans, payment of rent, and covered utilities. That's 60 on payroll, 40 on rent, utilities, and interest on loans. It used to be 75-25. Now, the payment deferral period has also been amended to extend to not less than 6 months and not more than a year from the start date on which the loan forgiveness is remitted to the lender. So we're pleased to see the House and the Senate act swiftly on these important issues. We're still waiting for the president to sign it. I believe he will, but I'm not 100% sure until the ink dries. And we're still waiting for final guidelines concerning adjudication of the loan forgiveness aspects of the Payroll Protection Program from the Small Business Administration and the Department of Treasury. However, this amendment to the law will provide much needed additional relief to small businesses. Please note, we will be finishing up the loan forgiveness calculator as soon as we receive the final guidance because we had one before, but it's going to be different now. And as always, please feel free to contact Shorr Solutions should you have any questions about any aspects of the personal payment, the PPP. And I look forward to speaking with you later. Good luck, and I hope that it all works out.